Hello everyone. In this lecture I am going to explain line by line the famous poem, Stopping by Woods on a Snowy Evening, written by Robert Frost. But before I start it, if you are new to my channel, then please like and subscribe my channel. Without wasting the time, let's start it. Whose woods these are, I think I know. This is the first line of this poem. And in this line the poet Robert Frost is looking at a beautiful forest covered with snow. Actually, he thinks he knows the owner of these woods. This suggests that the land belongs to someone, but the speaker is not entirely sure. The phrase, "I think I know," shows some uncertainty. It means the speaker has an idea of who owns the woods, but he is not completely confident. The word woods refers to a small forest, a place full of trees. And then in the next line he says, his house is in the village though. It means that the person who owns these woods does not live here, he lives in the nearby village. Actually, no one is watching over the woods right now. Here the word though suggests a contrast. Even though the woods belong to someone, that person is not here to see them. Simply, the poet is saying that the person who owns these woods is not present now and his house is in the village. He will not see me stopping here. It means that as the owner is in the village, he will not see the speaker stopping to admire the woods. This suggests that the speaker feels a sense of privacy or even a little guilt, as if he is enjoying something that does not belong to him. However, there is no real harm in stopping and looking at the woods, he is simply appreciating their beauty. Simply, it means that the owner is in the village and he is not able to see the poet who stopped here and enjoying the natural beauty of this piece of land. To watch his woods fill up with snow. It means that he is not in a hurry. He pauses to watch the snowfall cover the trees in the forest. Here the phrase, fill up with snow, creates a beautiful image. It makes us imagine snow slowly falling and covering the ground, branches, and leaves, making everything white. Actually, this line captures a quiet, peaceful moment in nature. My little horse must think it queer. By this line we got the idea that the poet is not alone, he has a horse with him. Actually, he imagines that his horse might find it queer, which means strange or unusual. As you know that horses are used to stopping near farms or houses, not in the middle of nowhere. So, the speaker thinks the horse is confused about why they have stopped here. Then says, to stop without a farmhouse near. It means that horses are trained to stop when they reach a farmhouse or a familiar resting place. But here, there is no farmhouse or shelter, just the woods and snow. There is no doubt that this makes the stop feel unusual and unexpected. Between the woods and frozen lake. By this line the poet describes where they are. On one side, there is a forest, the woods. On the other side, there is a frozen lake covered in ice. Basically, this setting creates a cold, wintry atmosphere, making the place feel quiet and isolated. The darkest evening of the year. The phrase, darkest evening, likely refers to the winter solstice, which is the longest night of the year, around December 21st. This line makes the setting feel even more mysterious and perhaps a little lonely. The darkness could also symbolize deep thoughts, sadness, or reflection. Simply, Robert Frost is trying to say that he stopped in the middle of forest in the darkest night of the year and enjoying the snow fall and the forest view. He gives his harness bells a shake. In this line he talks about the horse. It means that the horse shakes its harness bells. As you know, harness refers to a strap with small bells attached to it. This movement suggests that the horse is impatient or confused about why they have stopped. It's as if the horse is trying to get the speaker's attention and say, "Why are we stopping here?" To ask if there is some mistake. In this line the poet imagines that the horse is asking him a question: is this a mistake? Why have we stopped here? Of course, the horse cannot actually talk, but the speaker personifies, gives human qualities to, the horse by suggesting that it is thinking and questioning. Simply, he imagines his horse that it is asking that why he stopped here in the middle of forest in such a dark night. And the forest is also half covered with the snow. The only other sounds the sweep. It means that aside from the horse's bells, everything is silent. Simply, you can say that the only sound the speaker hears is the soft movement of the wind and snow. Here the word sweep suggests a gentle, flowing motion, making the scene feel peaceful. In other words, you can say that everything is silent but he hears the sound of wind and snow. And then says, of easy wind and downy flake. It means that the wind is soft and gentle, not harsh or strong. You should not be confused about the phrase, downy flake. It refers to soft, fluffy snowflakes that fall gently from the sky. The sound of wind and snow falling adds to the feeling of quiet and solitude. And then says, the woods are lovely, dark and deep. The poet in this line admires the beauty of the woods. Actually, he describes them as lovely, showing that he finds them attractive. But the woods are also dark and deep, suggesting mystery, stillness, and perhaps even temptation. Basically, he feels drawn to the woods, as if he would like to stay longer and explore them. But I have promises to keep. Even though the speaker wants to stay, he reminds himself that he has responsibilities. The phrase, promises to keep, means that he has duties or commitments waiting for him. This could mean literal tasks, such as going home to his family, or a deeper meaning, such as life's obligations that prevent him from resting. In other words, you can say that the poet is trying to stay in the middle of the forest but he has responsibility and duty. So it becomes a great hindrance for him. And then says, and miles to go before I sleep. It means that he has a long journey ahead before he can rest. The phrase, miles to go, could mean that he is far from home and still has a long way to travel. However, sleep could also symbolize death, meaning he has many things to do in life before he can finally rest forever. And miles to go before I sleep. This repeated line emphasizes the idea that the speaker has unfinished duties. The repetition makes it feel like the speaker is reminding himself to move on and not give in to the peacefulness of the woods. It also creates a dreamy, almost hypnotic effect, making us feel the weight of the journey ahead. I hope you have enjoyed this lecture, but please don't forget like and subscription to my channel. Thank you.